My wheel to school 7. Mrs. Cooney is a Loony. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pratt. Chapter 2. Mrs. Cooney is a Loony. Good morning, AJ, Mrs. Cooney said when I walked into the nurse's office. She has a really soft voice that you can barely hear. Miss Daisy told me you might be sick. I was sick of math, but I didn't tell Mrs. Cooney that. I think I have a headache, I lied. Mrs. Cooney has really pretty straight brown hair and blue eyes that look like the color of cotton candy yogurt, the kind with no sprinkles. And she was wearing a white nurse's uniform, and she is beautiful. You want to know how beautiful Mrs. Cooney is? She looks like this famous movie star who I can't remember her name. But every time my mom sees a picture of this movie star, she asks my dad if he thinks she's pretty. And my dad says no, of course not. Then my mom gets mad. Then my dad spends like an hour trying to convince my mom that my mom is just as pretty as the movie star. Mrs. Cooney is even prettier than that movie star. I decided that I didn't want to go home anymore. I wanted to stay in the nurse's office with Mrs. Cooney. Do you want to go home, AJ? Asked Mrs. Cooney. Emily's mom just picked her up. I hope you don't have what she has. No, I said. I feel a lot better now. Well, if you feel better, you can go back to class, Mrs. Cooney said. Can I stay here for a while? I asked. Just in case I might have to throw up. Okay, said Mrs. Cooney. Sit down on the couch, AJ. There were about 1,100,000 beanie babies all over the couch. I sat down on it. Mrs. Cooney asked me what I had for breakfast, what time I went to sleep last night, what I was allergic to, and a bunch of other questions. She sure is a curious lady. Next to the couch on the wall, there was this poster. It was a cartoon showing a kid who got some food caught in his throat. He's choking. So this other kid comes over and grabs him from behind and whacks him in the stomach. The food goes flying out of the first kid's mouth. It was a cool cartoon. AJ, I have a cure for your headache, Mrs. Cooney said. Take this yardstick. I want you to balance it on your nose. Huh? Why would that help my headache? I asked. AJ, I'm a trained nurse, Mrs. Cooney said. I know what I'm doing. I took the yardstick and balanced it on my nose. Like this? I asked. Very good, Mrs. Cooney said. Now I want you to get up and hop on one foot while you keep balancing the yardstick. What will that do? I asked. I'm a trained nurse, Mrs. Cooney said. Just do it. So I got up and hopped on one foot with the yardstick on my nose. Does your head feel better now? She asked. A little, I guess. I didn't want to say I was better because she would send me back to class. Good, Mrs. Cooney said. Now why will you do that? I want you to cluck like a chicken. Huh? I asked. Just a cluck. So I clucked like a chicken while I hopped on one foot and balanced the yardstick on my nose. It wasn't really fun at all. It was hard to do. How do you feel now, AJ? Mrs. Cooney asked. I think maybe I'm all better, I said. Good. See, I told you I had a cure, said Mrs. Cooney. There must be something going around. First Emily, and then you. That's 2 sick kids right there. 2 kids at the middle school got sick. Do you know how many that would be? 4 kids, I said. And what if 2 kids at the high school got sick too? Mrs. Cooney asked. How many would that be? I counted on my fingers. 6 kids, I said. That's a lot of sick kids, said Mrs. Cooney. And what if 2 kids at 10 different schools all got sick at the same time? I thought it over. I counted on my fingers, and then I realized something. Hey, this sounds a lot like math, I said. Are you trying to make me do multiplication? Why would I do that? Mrs. Cooney asked. I'm a trained nurse. Now, just to make sure you are all better, I'd like you to blow up this balloon, rub it on your head, and sing, Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Ugh, I hate that song. I feel fine now, Mrs. Cooney, I said. I think I'd better get back to class. Thank you. Happy to be of service, she said. Mrs. Cooney sure was weird, but as I walked out of the nurse's office, I realized something else. When I grow up, I want to marry Mrs. Cooney.